Hello! Today we're gonna read another story created by a Twinkl original and it's called Whatever the Weather. Millie's mom pulled into the driveway of her best friend's house. They had been best friends since they were babies. Keisha had just moved house and this was Millie's first visit to her new home. The drive hadn't taken long, which was good because Millie didn't want her friend to be far away. Keisha and her mom were waiting at the front door when they arrived. Millie dived out of the car and raced to give Keisha a huge hug. Both moms laughed because the girls had seen each other just the day before at school, but they were acting like they hadn't seen each other for years. The moms headed into the kitchen to catch up as the girls raced upstairs. "You've got to see my new room," Keisha said excitedly. Her new bedroom was huge but was buried under a sea of boxes and clothes. One wall was covered in a new patterned wallpaper, while the other three were waiting to be painted. "Unpacking isn't much fun, but I did find these," Keisha said as she pulled out a big blue photo album. A table of contents. Page 1, Summer Holiday. Page 2, Camping. Page 3, Snow. Page 4, Flying Kites. Page 5, Walking in the Park. "Our photo album," gasped Millie. "I thought it was lost." The two friends settled down on the edge of the bed, resting the dusty album across their laps. The first photo was of Keisha and Millie happily making a huge sand castle on a sunny beach. They both wore big floppy hats to protect them from the sun. Even in the picture you could see the thick layer of sun cream their moms had put on. Millie was wearing a pair of bright pink sunglasses and Keisha wore a pea green swimsuit. "That holiday was so much fun," smiled Millie as she turned the page. On the next page, there were photographs from their camping trip last year. Both girls wore wellies, which were caked in mud. Despite it pouring with rain the whole weekend, they hadn't stopped smiling. Even though they had gone in the spring, it had been very cold, so they had warmed up their gloved fingers with delicious hot chocolate made on their campfire. It was hard keeping the fire alight in all that rain, remembered Keisha. The third page made the girls giggle. There were lots of photos from when it had snowed lots 2 years ago. The school had closed for the day, so Millie and Keisha had been sledging with their dads. They couldn't remember the cold, just how much fun they'd had building snowmen and throwing snowballs at their dads. They had wrapped up warm in coats, hats, gloves, and thick socks to stop their toes turning into icicles. "That was the best day ever," smiled Millie. When Keisha turned the page, they both burst out laughing. The pictures were of the day they flew kites. Well, tried to fly kites. The wind was so strong it was hard to stand up straight. Comfy woolen jumpers and jeans had kept them warm enough, but their cheeks were rosy red from the wind lashing at them. "It was so funny when your kite got stuck in the tree," giggled Keisha. The last photograph was from just a few weeks ago. The girls had been on a walk with their moms and Keisha's dog, Reggie. The park had been covered in red and orange leaves, and the girls had searched through them for fallen conkers. Conkers are the chestnuts. There had been a thick layer of cloud in the sky, blocking the sun and making the day look more like evening. Their moms had insisted that the girls wore layers and a woolen hat each, but all the running around with Reggie had kept them toasty warm. "I hope we can walk Reggie again with you soon," said Millie. "That's as far as I've got," said Keisha, closing the album. "It's brilliant," Millie smiled. "I can't wait to see the next pages when they're done." For the next few hours, Millie and Keisha unpacked boxes of Keisha's clothes. They giggled as they dressed up and acted out the photographs from the album. Before long, Millie's mom called up the stairs and said it was time to go home. "Before you go," Keisha said quickly, "why don't we do something for the next page?" So they put on as many clothes as they could find and ran downstairs. Keisha's mom took a picture while they posed and giggled. "Send me a copy!" Millie yelled as the car pulled away from the drive. "Don't worry, I'll bring one when I come to your house tomorrow," Keisha said, waving goodbye and smiling. The end.